12 Principles of Animation form the basis of all animated works. Developed by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston and outlined in their book The Illusion of Life, the principles work to bring characters to life through establishing personalities. These principles boiled down to 12 during Disney's golden age, when the 9 old men were formed. The principles adhere to the basic laws of physics, defining both the physical and emotional characteristics of animation. And in order to have any success in animation, a developed knowledge behind these 12 principles are required. Squash and stretch. This gives the illusion of weight. It is used in all aspects of animation, from facial movement, a bouncing ball, and a person walking. Anticipation. This is a movement that precedes a major action, preparing the audience for what is about to happen. When a character jumps, it needs to move down before it can move up, or when the eyes of a face look somewhere before the whole head turns there. Staging. This is the presentation of an idea that gives clarity to attitude, mood, reaction, or the idea itself. Too many actions and the audience is confused. Bad staging and the audience is not focused on what is important in the scene. When an action is properly staged, the audience's eyes are drawn in the direction of the movement. Straight ahead and pose-to-pose animation. Straight ahead is the process of animating each keyframe one at a time, one after each other. This method works best for unpredictable, fast, and surprising movements. For example, a character pushing a heavy object will have sporadic and unpredictable feet placement. Pose-to-pose is a planned method where you create the key poses first, planning out the animation at intervals throughout the scene. This is the better method if you want realistic and repeated animation. Follow through and overlapping action. When the main body finishes a movement, all other parts continue to catch up with the main body. This can be hair, arms, legs, even facial features. Nothing stops all at once. Overlapping is when the objects catching up continue to go past the main body before coming to a rest. Slow out and slow in. As an action starts, there are more frames near the starting pose, fewer in the middle, and then more near the end pose. This softens the action, making it more lifelike. Stopping this creates gags or surprising elements that is meant to break expectation. Arcs. All actions, with few exceptions, follow an arc. Arcs give animation a more natural action and better flow. Humans constantly move in a flowing direction, and whenever something moves without arcs, it is usually robotic or mechanical looking. In order to have any aesthetically pleasing animation, arcs are required. Secondary action. This is an action that enriches the main action, adding more dimension and putting emphasis on its importance. For example, in a walk cycle, the arms are usually a secondary action working to support the legs to convey mood. Timing. Timing maintains the appearance of an object abiding by the laws of physics. More drawings between poses slow and smooth the action. Fewer drawings make the action faster and crisper. Exaggeration. This is the caricature of facial features, poses, and actions for emphasis. Exaggeration remains true to reality, you are just representing the movement in a wilder or crazier form. The amount of exaggeration in a movement indicates how realistic it is meant to be. For example, a character moving incredibly impossibly fast will have an incredibly crazy looking exaggeration. Solid drawing. Form, weight, volume, solidity, and the illusion of 3 dimensions all apply to animation as it does in academic drawing. It means taking these into account to create believable movement in space. Appeal. Performers have charisma, animated characters have appeal. Animated characters, no matter their style, must have a certain quality or charm to be able to please the viewer's eyes. Like all forms of storytelling, the feature has to appeal to the mind as well as to the eye. The 12 principles all work in harmony simultaneously to create pleasing animation. Mastering these principles means mastering the practice of animation, and there's no doubt animation would not be what it is today without these 12 pieces of insight.